Today's video is a chatty don't work with me because honestly, I can't chat and work at the same time, but I am taking a page from the book of everybody that is jumping on this chatty work with me type of video. I like them. I think they're really cool. Mine are going to be a little bit shorter because, as you probably know, I prefer shorter videos. I even prefer to watch shorter videos. So this is just a me thing. I'm going to try not to ramble on, but I want to talk about a few things. And yes, we're not going to be working because multitasking in me doesn't always go well. You know, I don't want to actually work and make mistakes while I'm chatting because that's what'll happen if I get distracted. Anyway, hi everyone, my name is Leanna. I am a full-time reseller, and we are actually going to start with that. Before I begin though, thumbs up if you like this content and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I describe myself as a full-time reseller because this is mostly my only income. That's why I call myself a full-time reseller. We do have income from a little bit of here and there, like we work the election, so that's income. I have a very small amount, very teeny amount of dividends, which is something I'm working on in another avenue. But right now, reselling is the income. It is the bulk of our income. That's why I call myself a full-time reseller. That does not mean I put in full-time hours. It was really important to me when I was restructured from my last job that I was not exhausted, that I took time to do things for me and took downtime, because my last job, you would give them 12 hours a day and they would want 15. And when you would give them, 15 hours, they'd be like, they want 16. And when you went back to 12, they'd be like, hey, why are you not doing this? It was a very toxic work environment, especially for me. It's something that it just, in hindsight, I can't believe I put up with a lot of the stuff that happened there. And I very thankfully took a restructuring that gave me a little bit of, cash behind me so I could actually do something I really wanted to do, which was ended up being reselling, because Poshmark Canada came to Canada a month later, which is like serendipitous, So I'm a full-time reseller. I do not put in full-time hours. I could put in full-time hours because I do have the time to do so, but I don't. I don't want to. I would rather work smarter, not harder, and I'm trying to get to that place where my income is good enough in my books, but the hours are balanced. So I want that balance in my life. It's not quite there yet, and I know that if I put more hours in, I could probably get the money up, but then I'd have to be able to scale down. So I'm learning the balance still. There are people out there that work part-time at this business because of whatever reason. Maybe they have other jobs, maybe they have young children at home, maybe that's all the hours that they want to give into it, and they make a lot more money than I do, and that's fine. It depends on what you need and what you want and how many hours you have and what your end goal is. So I'm being transparent. I am a full-time reseller because this is my only income, and I only put in, I say part-time hours, but I'm going to say 30 to 35 hours a week kind of thing. That's my goal anyway. So yes, I am full-time anyway. That being said, being transparent or listening to what other people say, there has been drama, as usual, in the reselling community about six-figure resellers. And you know what? When you read anything, when you see anything, when you hear anyone, you have to take into account what's behind it. You got to take it with a grain of salt. So lots of people could say, hey, I'm a six-figure reseller, and you don't know what that means. It could mean 6 figures in gross sales. It could mean 6 figures from the time they began till now. It could be within the last year. There's a lot of different ideas of six-figure resellers, and really, who cares? I mean, really and truly, who cares? I don't. You know what? If all you talk about is being a six-figure reseller and you give me no insight to how you got there, because that's why I'm here, is I'm here to learn. If you're not going to teach me anything, then you just bragging is going to turn me off, and I'm just not going to listen to you. That's just my take on it. calling out other people on the reseller platforms or wherever it is, I think it can do some good in some ways, because I think there are some sellers that are sketchy. I think there are sellers that are in it just for themselves, and they will use and abuse the people that follow them. I believe that. But I also think that there are people out there that will use that and promote themselves. So if you're not doing, if you're not the person involved, you're not the sketchy seller, you're not the person that is screwing everybody around, but you're the person that always talks about it, then you become part of that drama. Then you are the drama, because you're perpetuating whatever. So there's a line. And for me, if all you talk about is how much you make and don't give me any hints or help, I'm not going to follow you. If all you talk about is so-and-so and so-and-so and this person's lying and that person's lying, I'm not going to follow you. Now, I like a little bit of drama. I do like to know a little bit of the tea, as they say, but I'm not all about it. I'm more about building my business. So, honestly, a little bit of drama, it's fun, it's whatever, but if you are always about it and you always talk about it and that's what you're building your brand on, then you are part of the drama and part of the problem. That's what I was going to say about that. Anyway, we're going to move on to this Chatty Not Work With Me. We're going to talk about sales this past weekend. Today is Monday. Happy Halloween. My favoriteest time of the year. I'm going to be dressed up tonight to give out candy to the kidlets in the neighborhood, which is fun. Anyway, sales this past weekend. I don't know if anybody else notices, but platforms sort of do this thing, right? Your sales are up, your sales are down, and, getting to that straight across would be fabulous, but they do a little bit of a flip-flop. So for the past few weeks, the past month, Poshmark has been kicking butt on the weekends. So Monday morning, there'd be more Poshmark packages going out than eBay. eBay was absolutely dead on the weekends. And this past weekend, it did this. And I had 2 packages for Poshmark, one US and one Canada, and that was it. Multiple packages for eBay, though. So, it balances, and that's great. But it's like, what happened? I'm hoping that if this flip-flop happened over the weekend, that during the week where eBay was really, really busy for those few weeks, that Poshmark becomes really busy, and I would be happier that way. Overall, the month has been much, much better. Still not where I want it to be or where it should be or where it used to be, but better. So that is good, and I'm happy with the progress. But I'm still not happy with the progress, if you know what I mean. I noticed that there was not a ton of activity, especially Poshmark Canada. Like, there wasn't a lot of likes, there wasn't a lot of follows, there wasn't a lot of shares, there just wasn't a lot of activity on Poshmark Canada. There was a little more on Posh US, but again, not nearly as much as there has been over the last little while. I did list this weekend, and I shared this weekend, and I did send out offers and did a little bit of closet clear out, but still, notifications were way down, unless it was about a Posh show live. So let's talk about Posh live shows. Good for you. If you're doing them and you love them, let me know down below. I have not experienced one yet. I haven't gone into the app and looked at one, mainly because they're taking place only in the States right now. And yes, I can buy from a Posh live show from my US account, but it costs me more money because, first of all, I have the exchange rate. Second of all, I have my shipping, because as a Canadian selling on the US account, everything gets sent to my cross-border shipper address, and then it costs me money for them to bring it back over the border. So it's a little more costly for me to buy from the US. So I don't do it often. I think I've done it twice in my whole US career. Anyway, I haven't jumped into a live show. My issue right now is that I believe that Poshmark is really, really pushing the live shows. Nothing wrong with that. It's just what they're doing. And I am getting notification after notification after notification about these live shows. And we're getting them because we follow these people. Not their fault. I did find a way to actually turn off the sound for the notification, because that was freaking annoying, because it was like boom, 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 boom. And you think, oh, I got a sale. Oh, I got a like. Because I don't have notifications on for a lot of things, because I go into the app enough. One issue with this is on Poshmark Canada, I am getting notifications for Posh live shows that I can't purchase from because I'm in Canada. Now, again, I understand it's because I am following these people. I'm not going to unfollow them because it's not their fault. It's just annoying that as a follower, because we are allowed to follow each other, that I'm getting all these notifications and they are clogging up my news. So at one point on Saturday or Sunday, I went into Poshmark Canada and I had 10 notifications, and like 7 of them were for Posh live shows. And I'm like, you know what, enough, just enough. So if they are planning cross-border shipping so that we can join in on these shows, awesome. I understand it, but really and truly it's annoying, and I don't think they can fix it because I follow these people. And I don't want to necessarily unfollow them. I don't know how important that is to them, but it's not their fault. So I don't know. How's everybody reacting to these Posh live shows? Do you think that they're going to be coming to Canada or to Australia or to India anytime soon? Because a lot of the things they've talked about at PoshFest, we still are not seeing in other countries. I'd like your take on it. If they come to Canada, I think I would absolutely try them. Why not? I mean, I'm doing Whatnot right now. Sorry, my hair. I'm not used to wearing my hair down, so it's like, whatever. I would definitely try them because, you know what, we're doing Whatnot, and why not? So I would try them because it's not something I'm against. It's just bring them to Canada so we can actually take advantage of them first. Yeah. Anyway, I don't mind them. I don't like the notifications. I think it's annoying because I can't participate, or I choose not to participate, or it's not my show. Makes sense, right? Not last, but next, the boot update. Okay, so if you've been hanging around my channel, you know that I made a huge mistake with a buyer and sent them 1 Fry boot and 1 Timberland boot. They bought the Fry boots. They bought a nice pair of Fry boots that I got at the bins, and I sent them 1 Fry, 1 Timberland. Totally my mistake. No excuses. Down. Hands down, my mistake. The customer has been fantastic to deal with, and it ended up that Poshmark refunded her money, but gave me the money for the sale, which I have a whole video about that, and I'm not going to attempt to link it because for some reason it ain't working. But anyway, there is a video about that. Okay. One of my viewers suggested, because I talked about getting my boots back and getting whatever. I'm getting excited about this. One of my viewers, I believe it's Pepper Bean, suggested that I ask the buyer to list the single boot, the wrong one, in her closet so that I could purchase it that way. That was brilliant. So what I did is I messaged the buyer, said, hey, I got paid for these boots and I feel like I shouldn't, but I'm going to send you your boot because you've been fantastic to deal with. Would you mind listing the wrong boot, the single wrong boot, so I could purchase it from you and get it shipped via Poshmark? No problem. Not a problem. She said, yeah, I'll do it whenever. She did it. I bought it. I sent her thing, gave her tracking number because it was not through Poshmark. My item, my boot is, right now it's at my cross-border shipper in New York, and so it will be brought over the border, and I'll get it probably at the end of the week. I am happy with that, and then I can list the Timberlands. I am still going to be making profit on these boots because they were both, were they both bins? No, the Timberlands weren't. I didn't pay a lot for them. I've already been paid for the Fry boots in American dollars, and it didn't cost me that much to ship. I was going to take advantage of Canada Post free shipping days that they have in October. Every Tuesday you could ship something for free. They actually this year had it for 1 for Canada and 1 for the US, which is amazing. But we had an eBay purchase that was going to Puerto Rico that was going to cost a lot more, so we just used it for that instead. So, but it didn't cost me a ton of money to ship it, so I'm still in profit, and then I'm going to have a pair of boots that I can sell to make even more. So I'm happy with the situation. I'm happy with this solution, and I really thank my viewer for the idea, because I was struggling to figure out how to get this boot back, and of course Poshmark was no help whatsoever. And yeah, there is a video about that too. But anyway, my next Whatnot sale. Whatnot is okay. It's still not fantastic and wonderful, but it's something that Paul and I are working on together, which I really, really enjoy. And we did the last one. It was a hat sale, and Paul was behind the camera, well, in front of the camera this time, and so it was kind of cool. We are learning as we go. We are building our following, and we know that it's going to take a while before it actually really takes off, but we're enjoying the process. As it stands right now, I don't know when the next Whatnot will be, because right now we're a little busy. I mean, we've had some things going on, but it will be within the next week or so, because we like to give Whatnot, we like to sort of post it and get it loaded, at least give people a few days to go through the store and to bookmark it. So a week, week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, that's when the next Whatnot will be. Don't know what we're going to be selling yet, because we haven't decided. Life updates. Our cat was really sick. Finn was sick. We don't know what happened. I think some sort of infection in his mouth. We've been giving him antibiotics, and he is himself again. He is being a pain in the butt and knocking things off tables, and visiting up here in the office on the table, which is so good to see. Giving him antibiotics was not fun. It was liquid, which made it much, much easier. But he is on the mend, and I'm really, really happy about that. I was really out of sorts last week because he was sick. He was just lying around, and he wasn't really eating, and he wasn't, having anything to do with us. And he's our cuddly cat. He is the one that likes to come and snuggle, give head bumps, and he was hiding on us, so it was really worrisome. But he is better, so big sigh of relief. Things can maybe get back down to a little bit of normal. Maybe. We'll see. Even though today is Halloween, and that is not a normal day, because I will be dressed up later on to give out candy. I'm happy. I'm also happy that I got the candy on the weekend, and we have not touched a piece of it. That's awesome. Yeah, but that's about it. So this is my version of the Chatty Don't Work With Me, because, yeah, I could have been, I could have been listing, but then I would have made a mistake. I could have been sharing, but I forgot to do that. Anyway, that is my version. I want to give, shout outs to comment tags and to tabs that do these Chatty Work With Me's that I see, and make sure you go follow them and listen to them. That's it. I am done. Happy Halloween, everyone. I'll be back later in the week. Everybody have a good one. Bye.